Hey Aquarius, what's up? We are here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is Ace of Cups. I see a chapter that's persevering here in maybe some challenging circumstances. This can also be to keeping yourself open to connection when it can feel difficult to do. I feel like in you continuing to put in effort, it's helping you move through regardless of the circumstance. It kind of feels like this Five of Swords almost feels like it's outside of you. I wonder if this is something that's going on within the environment. So even though I'm seeing something is working, something is going successfully, that Five of Swords can be something that's possibly... And it can even be like a way of thinking. It can be something that you're tuned into at times, like a station that you're tuned into at times. But it would be something that comes from a place of separateness. It would be something that comes from a place where Ace of Cups is hearts needing to be open in order to connect with it, but Five of Swords I see as heart being closed. So it can be you being in the middle of something and maybe like protecting and connecting with what you want here, maybe even regardless of what's going on within the environment. And that can even be telling yourself, because if Five of Swords is your own energy, it can be saying, no, I'm deliberately going to keep my heart open in this situation, where I'm going to deliberately stay connected or take advantage of this potential for connection, this opportunity here, this chapter here, where I get the option to connect. Regardless of what's going on in my head, what I'm going to do here is make a deliberate choice to keep myself open and connected with this, and to not let the Five of Swords get in the way of that. So Five of Swords can be something where it's like fears popping up of, I don't know if that's the safe thing to do. Five of Swords can be something where your ego is popping up, or it can be a situation where maybe you have an energy around you that could possibly take this down. But if that's the case, you have the choice of how you allow this to impact things. Yeah, I'm wondering if you have somebody around you that may be saying that they're trying to be helpful, but it's coming from a place where they're actually closed off. So this is somebody that they can be trying to be helpful, but with that Five of Swords, it shows their heart not being open. So there can be something, you know, it can be like a well-intended bad advice moment that's happening here. Meaning, you can have your heart open. This can be somebody around you being like, I don't know if it's safe for you to be doing this or to be doing that. You know, like something that comes from a place of fear, but having that Page of Pentacles next to it, like they can think that they're helping by saying this, but that's not necessarily the case here. So, and it can be something that it would have you being less open. It would have you maybe like shutting down, something like that. So that's how you know what that is. You know, it can just be something where I'm not seeing somebody having like any sort of like a bad intention here. It just feels like that's sort of what they're, with the Five of Swords, what they can be tuned into. But it can also be showing you things that are valuable and important, being able to pick up on this and being able to see that then, you know? Seeing that somebody is potentially trying to help here, even if they're tuned to a station that maybe you don't resonate with. So that means like maybe you're going to look at this and say, but like I see the gesture and the intention behind it. At the same time, this isn't something that resonates with me because it comes from a place of separateness. It comes from a place that's motivated by the ego, and that's not something, well, the ego's like defensiveness anyway, right? Because the ego is there trying to keep us safe, feeling like we're not for some reason. And so yeah, I see you reading between the lines here, recognizing that. At the same time, even though this is going on in the environment, I don't really see this getting through to you. And it doesn't need to be either. I see you witnessing this as Page of Swords. It's like you're observing this, but I kind of feel like it's like you're in a protective space. You're in a protective space, okay? And it's because of your heart being open. You're in this protective space. You're connected. So there's like this protective bubble around you, okay? So it's like safe for you to be connecting with the Ace of Cups. Because of this being a deliberate effort that you're making, like everything is good where you are. This thing that's coming through, it feels like it can't really penetrate that because of it. Like it's not going to take the love away. It's not going to penetrate that bubble and like turn it into something else. It's not going to infiltrate. So even though that's the thing happening, I'm seeing you there's like the protective like barrier, we can say, that keeps you in a certain frequency, and you're observing this thing that's happening that's like potentially trying to like push into the barrier, but I'm seeing you observing it as if it's transparent and you're seeing what's happening, but it can't get through because it's not the right frequency. So that's what I'm seeing going on. Yeah. In the case that maybe you were questioning things, I'm not seeing you're meant to be questioning anything here. Like you're in a place where you're very connected with yourself. You're very connected with the truth. We're seeing Ace of Cups. We're seeing the High Priestess. So I feel like this is one of those times where you're learning really how to trust yourself and not be dissuaded just because somebody may be doing something like different from you or like on a different path, on a bit of a different frequency here, and that this isn't something that needs to take away from what you're doing, and it doesn't need to infiltrate what you're doing either. You stand by what you're doing, you remain focused, you just stay in your lane here, and that's all that you need to be doing. It feels like don't let this like distract you. You don't need to really pay a lot of attention to this as far as thinking it's implying anything about what you're doing. It's like something attempting to mix with your color, but it's not able to because it's just like it's just not able to. I don't know what it is, but it's like if something is gonna mix, it has to be compatible in that way to do it, but I'm seeing it be not able to do that. It's like different densities. I keep seeing different examples of something that's just, it doesn't mix. It's not able to mix, and it's because the frequencies are different. Like frequencies or densities or like trains of thought. It's just something different so they don't mix with one another. It's like you're not going to be split in two because of this. That doesn't mean that you can't see this going on, though. I'm seeing you like watching what's happening, but it feels like one of those times. It's like this. Let's say that you have something going on where you're really trusting and you're believing in what you're doing, and you know that you're connected with yourself, and that like you're really trusting the experience that you're having here and like the guidance that you've been receiving. So you're in your lane, you're doing that. Feel like you're seeing something come through like that could potentially penetrate it, like that, like sort of come into your lane, but what you're seeing is that there are bumpers there, and because it's not the right frequency match, it can't come into your lane. That's what you're observing happening. And it feels like nothing other than you watching like a real example happening within your life, where you're seeing this, where you're seeing the thing like attempting to come into your lane, and you're seeing it like reverberate back that it can't enter in. And this Page of Swords, it looks like you observing what's going on. Like in real time, you're seeing what's going on. You're seeing this thing that's not in a compatible frequency, like attempting to come into your lane, and you're watching it, and you don't even have to do anything. It's because of the state that you're in. You're watching it reverberate out so that it's like it's just not able to come into your lane. So that's what I'm seeing happen. And I feel like you're watching this to like understand where you are energetically, what's going on, and that like nothing can infringe upon that. Like it can't be impeded upon by something that's not in the right frequency. So it's not even, you don't have to do anything. You're just watching this happen is what it seems like. I want to say this again though. I'm not seeing something. It doesn't seem like this thing has a malicious intent, whatever it is. You know, like it can be something where you're following a dream of yours and you're like, I'm in the middle of this, I'm designing this thing, and you may have somebody being like, I don't know if that's going to work out for you. You know, and like even though it's coming from a place of them like looking out for you or whatever, you know, it's something where they may not believe in themselves or they may not feel safe, you know, so it's coming from that place of like, I don't want to see you get hurt or whatever, and you being in a spot where it's like you're staying in your lane, you're minding your business, this isn't something that's going to impact what you're doing, and so you see it just bounce off of you, where you're not internalizing that, you're not absorbing it, it's not something that's impacting you, but it's showing you where that person is with things. And so this is what you're seeing something broken, you know, and something that's not a frequency match. And so you can see the power within that of you being within a frequency that is not impacted by this. And it's showing you that power and that strength of you being so connected and your heart being so open and you being so tuned in and really connected from a place of love. And so, yeah, this isn't to say like somebody's coming around trying to like mess with what you have going on. It's more so just seeing like somebody can come at things like with the intention of helping. They're only going to be able to help from like where they are with themselves, you know, and it may be something that you're just like beyond that at this point. You're just in a different space. So it's like, it's not really applicable to where you are as far as what's attempting to come through. And you know that. So I'm just seeing you again, like watching what's happening. All of these cards are showing and observing of this, and your knowledge is what like burns that up, like this frequency, and makes it like not be able to get through. It's like something that like having that frequency barrier there, it's like the thing that tries to penetrate or like come into your lane, it just like dissolves and turns into light. So whatever it is, it can't like remain in that. So it has to elevate in order to come through. And I feel like instead of it being that original station that was being produced, when it comes through, it like turns into an awareness of the situation and what's going on, but it's not anything that's damaging to you. It's not anything that like lowers your vibration in any way. It's not anything that like drags you down. There's just more, you're gaining awareness and understanding through this. So if anything, you can say that it's elevating you to have this experience because you're learning something from it and understanding. And that's what it feels like with whatever this is. I'm seeing that it's going to be coming to an end. It seems like this notion, whatever this is that's happening, it's going to cease. I'm seeing like cease specifically. So with that, this is like the thing that's attempting to come in. Your energy as the hermit and that flame there, it purifies that and it accelerates it and it turns it into a higher vibration of information. And so it just purifies like that thought form essentially. So what you get is the wisdom from that without it pulling you down. Like, it doesn't detract from you in any way. And this is all just by you being in the frequency. Like, this isn't, I'm putting a concentrated effort into this. This all just comes from you being in a place that's grounded, you being aware, and you being connected and tuned into love. That's really it. And so, yeah, whatever this is that's been like attempting to bump into your lane, I'm seeing that it's going to stop. Like, this can even be something that like maybe you're helping somebody to go through a change themselves, you know, like because you're continuing to ascend through this experience, like your knowledge, your understanding, what you're connected with, and you're continuing to ascend through this, you can be helping this person, this energy go through a metamorphosis themselves. And you're just being. I'm not seeing you have to do anything and take action. It's just by you like existing and being aware of this situation, of what's happening. So by proxy, you're allowing growth to come from this rather than deterioration. You're allowing for things to evolve. This can be a catalyst for change in the life of this energy that's been around you. That's very much what it seems. I'm seeing a tower that's connected with it. You know, this is something that can bring about awareness. It can bring about understanding. It can bring about a chain reaction. Having death and then also having the tower can be a big and intense shift that's happening. Also, too, having the moon here, I'd say on a very deep level, we also have Virgo here as well, which is being able to understand this, being able to understand the energetics behind what's going on, and then how there's a movement through this, the gaining of awareness through this process, and how perspectives are evolving, becoming more aware. It's funny, like I'm seeing it be one of those situations where you're just doing your thing. You have an energy that's attracted to you and coming towards you. And even though you're just still like remaining doing your thing, it feels like by them being around you, they end up being, it's like because of them being around your field, their energy is becoming elevated as well. I will say, though, that will be a choice on their end, though, if that's the takeaway that they have from that. So rather than saying, like, it's your responsibility, because it's not, and I'm not even seeing you doing anything here. We have High Priestess and we have Hermit. You're just continuing to do your thing. But by that happening, it opens an invitation for this person to elevate through the experience that they're having if they so choose to, which is on them, and that's their own journey and what's happening with that. But what I'm seeing is that you've now, even though this energy has come your way, you've now given them the opportunity to be doing that, and it's just by you being in your energy and continuing to do your thing here. And that's that. So there's even this arriving at an unexpected conclusion. And they're helping you connect even more. This is something that, well, not them, but the situation that's at play. It's helping you understand things and being able to see how these energetics work when in live action. So you're getting able to observe something happening. So rather than it just being theory, you're watching something play out physically and seeing how that works and how the interaction works. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.